Lesson 1.6 is about solving proportional relationships. A proportion is an equation stating that two ratios are equivalent. Okay, so this is a proportion stating the ratio of x to 4 is equal to 9 to 10. So the way we solve this is we cross multiply. So we do 10 times x, which is 10x. We do 4 times 9, which is 36. And then to get x by itself, we do what we did when we learned how to solve for x. We divide by 10. So x equals 3 6/10. We circle it, and that's our answer. Okay, here we have another proportion. Two ratios being compared to each other, saying that they're equivalent. So we can take 2 times y, which is 2y, and 34 times 5, which is 170. And then we divide by 2 on both sides. So y equals 85. We circle it, and that's our answer. Number 1, after 2 hours, the air temperature had risen 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Write and solve a proportion to find the amount of time it will take at this rate for the temperature to rise an additional 13 degrees. So I like to do write labels on it for me to keep straight. So I'm going to do time over temperature. You could do temperature over time. You can set up either way. You just have to do it consistently the same. So the time was 2 hours, and it rose 7 degrees in that time frame. And we want to see how long will it take for it to rise 13 degrees. So we put an x up here. So we cross multiply. So we take 7 times x is 7x. And 2 times 13 is 26. And we divide by 7 on both sides. So x equals 3. And that would be about 3.78. Well, it goes in 3 times with 5 left over. So we could do 3 5/7. And that would have a label of hours because we were talking about time. Because if you look, our x was on the time. So we need to put a label of hours. So it's 3 5/7 hours until it'll be 13 degrees higher than it is now. Number 2, the ratio of 7th grade students to 8th grade students in a soccer league is 17 to 23. If there are 200 students in all, how many are in the 7th grade? So what we're wanting to compare is 7th grade to total. What they gave us originally was 7th graders and 8th graders. So the 7th graders were 17 out of 40 students total. And I got that just by taking 17 and adding it to 23. So the 7th graders were 17 out of 40 total students. If they have 200 students, how many of those will be 7th graders? So we take 40 times x, it's 40x, and 17 times 2, which is 3,400. And then I divide by 40. And when I divide by 40, I get x equals 85. And we were talking about 7th graders, so it's 85 7th graders. And I circle it, and that's my answer. Olivia bought 6 containers of yogurt for $7.68. Write an equation relating the cost C to the number of yogurts Y. How much would Olivia pay for 10 yogurts at this same rate? So I'm going to set up a proportion. It's going to be cost to yogurt. And there were 6 yogurts for $7.68. So we're going to see how much would she pay for 10 yogurts. Put a C there for cost. So I cross multiply and I have 6 times C is 6C. And then I have $7.68 times 10 is $76.80. And then what you do to one side, you must do to the other. So we divide both sides by 6. And C equals $12.80 for 10 containers of yogurt. Number 4, Jaycee bought 8 gallons of gas for $31.12. Write an equation relating the cost C to the number of gallons gas. How much would Jaycee pay for 11 gallons at the same rate? So we're going to do cost to gallons. And Jaycee got 8 gallons for $31.12. And we're going to see how much would she pay for 11 gallons. So we take 8 times x, which gives us 8x. And then we take 11 times 31.12, and we get 342 and 32 hundredths. And then we divide by 8. And x equals $42.79. So we circle it, and that is how much it would cost for 11 gallons of gas.